Social gaming, or gaming social, gaming socially. Video games are an escape to another world, and what's more fun than going to another world? Going there with friends. People have been playing games together as far back as ancient times with that Mesoamerica ball through the hoop game. Yeah, that one. Who remembers that movie? The same can be said about video games. One of the biggest early successes was Pong, which was a multiplayer game at heart because it was way more satisfying beating your friends than beating a computer. Especially for bragging rights, the same way beating your boy 2K is way more fun than, beating a computer. Atari also saw some success with Space Race, which was another two-player game. The consoles at the time, like Atari, which introduced the two-controller system, and later the Nintendo, which also had two controller slots, allowed two-player multiplayer games to exist. Games like Ken Griffey Jr.'s Winning Run, which allowed two players to play baseball together. Then we get to video game arcades. Games like The Simpsons and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were co-op games, encouraging four players to play at once, together, on the same team. Then there were other games like Mortal Kombat, which pitted two players against each other. Before it was common for everybody to have a gaming console in their house, before online games were even a thing, game arcades were incredibly popular.
Fatality.
They were the place to hang out. Nintendo 64 introduced us to four-controller games, with party games like Super Smash Bros. Or even Mario Party. And PS3 then further allowed us for seven controllers, and then online games which allowed more people even than that, 4, then 8, and even up to Grand Theft Auto, which allows 32 players to play. The overwhelming success of online-based games like World of Warcraft or Halo or Call of Duty or so many others that the list could go on forever. People pay subscriptions for Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus in order to even play these online games, so it's clearly here to stay. It's obvious that the multiplayer games are quite a success, from arcade times, all the way back to Atari, Pong. So the question I ask is why? Well, let's go back to the theories about why games are popular in the first place. According to Roger Caillou, the sociology of play, the first category of play is agon, which is competition. Part of playing is competing against each other, and it's simply more fun to play against, friends or other people than it is playing against a computer, because 95% of the time they offer more of a challenge, and the hardest computer setting is even possible, plus bragging rights. Kobe! But I also think one of the other reasons why multiplayer gaming, whether it's online or in person, is so popular is because humans are naturally social. The same reason why it's more fun to play 2-on-2 basketball than it is to just shoot foul shots. Also looking at Gregory Bateson and his theory on play is communication. He says that in conversation we use tone of voice and body language to tell how the other party is feeling and how serious of a statement, should be taken. In gaming we communicate through play. Whether we're trying to beat down on one specific player or, how hard we take it and how serious we try to win. Certain players get way too competitive and tend to, make it unfun. But, we still try to play up to that level. When we play as well as others, we thrive on that. It's all part of bragging rights, as I mentioned earlier. If one friend is playing really hard and really serious, it's so much more satisfying just to beat them, than it is to beat a computer, a robot with no motion. But finally, that brings us to the combination of the two. We have Caillou's theory on competition, agon, mixed with Bateson's theory of play as communication. The two of these will determine how serious of a game is and how serious it should be taken. There can even be outside rules making a game, more intense, more ludus, more competitive than it was originally intended. These two qualities can contribute to why we love playing games with each other, specifically video games. We have a natural drive to compete with each other. We have a natural drive to beat our friend who's trying so hard to win. It's just so fulfilling. So essentially, you bring these two theories together, and that provides a good background reason to why we like to play games together. Thank you.